And we're back in Arizona. That was Chase Davis. He's a star for the University of Arizona, and he goes way back with Harold Reynolds. Give us a story, Harold.
Well, yeah, Commissioner Manford, Joe Torre, and I flew down to Vero Beach a few years ago when we first started doing the Dream Series. It wasn't even called Dream Series then. I think it was EDI or something like that, right? Was it?
Elite Development Invitational.
Yes. So flew down, spoke back then, and I saw Chase swinging this year. And I said, you got the best swing in college baseball. You're the best hitter. I don't know why people aren't talking about him in college baseball. I got his number, I called him, and he sent me a picture of that day down in Florida. And I was like, man, we go that far back.
A picture with you?
Yes.
So what was it like when Harold called you to tell you had a great swing?
It was unreal. I was on the couch watching a movie, and I got an unknown call from a certain state far away. And as soon as I heard the voice, I was like, "Oh my God!" But I didn't want to tell him. I was freaking out at first. I didn't want to. I had to keep my calm. And he went on to compliment me, and it was super sincere, and it meant a lot. But it was a really, really big compliment for me, and it was awesome to hear it from such an awesome gentleman.
Well, I tell you what, Greg and I have been marveling, and I felt immediately, first time I saw you, I think I was watching you play against Stanford, and they kept bringing all these lefties at you, and you were just smashing balls. And I said, he looks like Carlos Gonzalez. Your swing looks like Cargo. So when you were growing up, did you see Cargo play? Did you try to emulate that at all? Look at this. I mean, this is you and Cargo side by side. I mean, don't tell me that this is not similar. And I'm like, that one right there in particular, the finish, the follow through, the home run, the style, all of it.
Yeah, he's one of those guys where at 15 years old, 16 years old, I really started being aware and hearing people tell me that was the case. And I looked him up and I saw some highlights and I was like, this guy is awesome. And then even fast forward to last year, he reached out to me on social media, and him and I have a pretty good relationship now, but he's awesome, and tip my cap to him. He's a hell of a player.
You took your game to new heights this year. You hit over 280 last year in college baseball, but it wasn't just the power that's crazy. You 362, 21 home runs, 74 RBIs in 57 games. Watching you, you had big moment hits.
Yeah, you did.
You're trying to win baseball games. You're not up there just trying to hit the ball as hard as you can. At least that's how I see it. Am I right?
Correct. That's how it is. I think last year, sophomore year, was one of those years where I was getting my feet wet at the University of Arizona and playing every day. And this upcoming, into this year, I was really able to slow the game down and be where my feet were and have the kind of year I had after seeing so many pitches and getting comfortable.
So coming to the combine, you're not going to participate, but you're doing a lot of interviews? Teams been calling you?
Yes, a lot of interviews and sitting with awesome people and decision makers and important people in this game of baseball, and GMs and scouts and stuff.
How many teams do you have meetings with?
I have 23 total. I did 8 yesterday, 8 today, and 7 tomorrow. It's a process, an awesome process nonetheless, and a blessing, but it's a long one. So
what do you learn about yourself in a process like that?
As they keep asking me questions and I'm really thinking out, about my past and certain things about me, I understand that, wow, that's something I really tap into often, and it's important. It's an important things that these organizations want to know from these players. So the more I'm able to think about it and talk about it, then it's easier to, really let that play out down the road.
We saw you, we opened it up with the speech you gave at the Dream Series. You've been in the MLB pipeline through the Dream Series, EDI that we talked about, all the different things. How important has the MLB pipeline been for you?
Everything. And it started when I was 13 years old, meeting Jerry Manuel at JMF. Shout out to Jerry if he's watching. Awesome man. But it started a long time ago, and it's super important to me, being a man of a color background and unfortunate people that haven't gotten the opportunity that others may have. So it's important, and it's taught me things down the road where I'm going to give back and start foundations and things like that.
What did you learn through that? Because the instructors are all former major league players. What did you start to learn at 13 and moving forward? We've heard this from Hunter Green before as well, and you obviously must know Hunter, but what did you learn?
I learned how to carry myself as a professional baseball player. It started young, and not just being where you are at in a stage in life, but thinking that long term down the road. And that's really what I was able to do, and take it to college and high school. And those guys that were talking to me way back then are guys that I can call anytime now, and they know that. So I made great relationships back then.
That's terrific. Carry yourself like a big leaguer before you're a big leaguer.
Yes.
That matters. That's great. Has the word leadership been brought up at all in any of those meetings you've had?
Yes, a lot of teams asking what kind of person I am, because they understand on the field is one thing, but it's even more important what kind of player they're getting off the field. And that's something I love to preach on, and be someone that people want to be around, and not a cancer in the clubhouse, and a winner, and someone that will drive a team to the maximum ability and potential.
Arizona's going to miss you, man.
I'm telling you right now.
Somebody's going to get a prize.
Chase Davis, well done.
Thank you so much.
We're not a big league team, but we're actually kind of out there, and we'll ask crazy questions. You handled us. If you can handle the two of us, you can handle any of those meetings, man.
Thank you.
Well
You
done.
two are awesome,
Chase
man. Thank you
Davis.
so much.